Tampa Bay team that right now is just a game and a half out of first place, trying to catch the Yankees. For Garza, last outing against the Orioles, they thumped him. He says, I'm going to make it uncomfortable for Oriole hitters in this game. Oh, yeah? Well, this Oriole team looks a little different even from the last time you faced them. Bring it on. Tampa Bay next. It's the Orioles unmassing as we begin this holiday weekend with the first of 3 games against this Rays team that's looking for some postseason activity. They've done a number on the Orioles so far, 3-9. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. Welcome. This is a matchup with a little added extra in light of what Garza said. However, for the Orioles, it's also a lot more. They're not just trying to be spoilers here in this game. This is still about showing their skipper what they've got. Players like Josh Bell, who are back in the lineup after a tough game, given an opportunity to recoup a little bit and to show that he deserves to be a starter. He's not the only one in that capacity. But back to Garza. Let's go back a little bit to the last outing Garza had against the Orioles. He gave up 4 home runs, 2 doubles, 10 hits, 7 of the 11 runs that were scored in that game. Today, in the St. Petersburg Times, he said, I'm going to go out there hair on fire like I've been and go after them and say, hey, you got me the first time, well, I'm going to shove it down your throats this time. He continued, talking of the Orioles, there are a bunch of young guys that are just out there to make a mess of everything. Now, generally, we wouldn't do that just to get the ratings up and show you that. But that was so over the top. Just had to start with that. Mike Flanagan, what's that all about?
Yeah, very strong and condescending remarks from Matt Garza. I mean, this is a guy that's 8-1 against the Orioles lifetime. They beat him around 1 game, and it's like it's the end of the world to him. So we'll see what happens with the matchup. I'm sure that whole clubhouse is aware of what's going on, and we'll see. It'll be interesting tonight.
Does it really add a little fire to the
It does. It does. You know, there's a lot of pitchers that keep that stuff to themselves and maybe think like Garza thinks, but they don't say it publicly and really put down a team. To me, it was a little bit like your little brother took you deep, and you didn't like it.
All right. Well, little brother may have something to say about that tonight. When we come back, it will be Garza and Tampa Bay taking on Kevin Millwood and the Oaks. Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Beautiful summer day and a great start weather-wise for the holiday weekend. Let's take a look at our Train game time temperature here at Camden Yards. 86 degrees. Some very high clouds around, but a lot of blue sky. Visit trainsearch.com to locate an independent train dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines for Joe Madden's Rays. Jasko, Zobrist, Crawford, Longoria, Pena, and Joyce, Johnson, Upton, and Brignac. Evan Longoria against the O's, an even 300 this year. 3 home runs, 12 RBI.
Our PNC scouting report on Kevin Millwood and what he needs to do to achieve success tonight will be wind me up. And when he's in the windup, he's pretty good. With men on base this year, 331 average and 11 home runs against Kevin Millwood. West Coast guy, last time out, 8 shutout innings against the Angels, and that sweep out in California, and then high 5 in his last 5 starts. Just a 1-3 record, but an outstanding ERA of 2.83.
Hoping for the victory here tonight to open up the series after one win in the 3 games against the Red Sox here in this homestand. You see Kevin Millwood's numbers. A lot of hits have been surrendered this season. He is 3rd high in hits in the American League, and also 3rd most home runs with 26 homers having been hit off him this season. And he goes up against a Tampa Bay team that, as we talked about last night, some surprising numbers in that they are 11th in average and 3rd in runs. So what Joe Madden, I asked him today, I said, all right, how do you do it? He said, well, most of it's about our running game. He said we go from 1st to 3rd, 2nd to home, 1st to home. We steal bases. We take every opportunity out there in the base paths. If you don't slow us down out there, we're going to take advantage of it, and that's how we're able to convert a relatively low average into runs. So they're 1st in steals, 1st in walks. Leadoff batter average not particularly good. Team average not good. Fielding percentage is real good. And as Joe Madden put it, it's pitching, defense, and situational hitting that's made us a winner.
Yeah, that club really does all the little things correctly.
Millwood ready to go. Here's Jasko, the catcher, leading off, and we're underway as he goes after the first pitch and pops it up. And it'll be at 3rd where Bell is. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Take a look at defense. Felix PA in left. Patterson will be out in center field tonight. Adam Jones unable to go. Nick Markakis will man right field. Bell back at 3rd. Esturris back at shortstop. Brian Roberts and Wigginton will round out the infield. Matt Wieters behind the plate.
The quick out here, and that's what Kevin Millwood wants to do for this entire inning. Here in these first innings that all season long have accumulated a lot of runs for opponents against him. Here's Ben Zobrist. He'll be playing at second base. Zobrist is a switch hitter, hitting .262 right, .246 left-handed. 5 of the 7 home runs he's hit, though, have come from this side of the plate. Zobrist and then Crawford. Here's the 0-1. And that will be taken for a strike. Kevin Millwood up 0-2.
Yeah, Zobrist, he's been really in a long slump over his last 27 games. Just a 167 average. He has played through some lower back stiffness. That's cut down on his power for sure.
Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way. And Zobrist will launch that into left field. Will it stay up? Yep. PA is there. Line drive, and there are 2 down. Orioles will be without Adam Jones for how long? Unclear. The manager spoke to the problem today.
I got an injection yesterday, and less sore. And it's a day-to-day thing. He's unavailable tonight. We're not real sure where that's kind of open-ended when he's going to be able to play again. I know Scotty Moore's starting to play. Is playing tonight. It's his first back from the lung issue he had. So that's good to see, which increases our options. But there's nothing imminent there.
It is the left shoulder that's the problem for Adam Jones. You see right next to the skipper. And so we're just going to have to wait day to day to see when he can play again.
Yep. And that's it. That open-ended part of it. They're just not sure. I'm sure they're going to let it quiet down a little bit and receive an injection today. Many times you want to wait a good 24, 48 hours to see what effect that has.
Here is Kyle Crawford batting third in the order and part of the speed on this team, and that's going to be a base hit down the line. Markakis was not playing him towards the corner. Crawford taking a look, thinking about threes, not thinking anymore. Markakis had trouble picking that ball up, and it is a triple for Kyle Crawford. His 9th triple of the season.
101st of his career. I mean, this goes so easily. Like I said, Joe Madden's how good this team is from going. This one's from home plate to third base. I mean, that ball's not out there very long. Watch it right here. Just turns it on. Almost having an extra gear.
He is now tied for first in triples with Jackson of Detroit. Our Action Jackson's got 9, and now so does Kyle Crawford. And there you get a glimpse of what this is all about. And he did it against one of the best right fielders in the game. He did have the advantage in that Nick was moved over a bit towards center, so it was a long chase. And you saw Crawford just stare at Markakis as he made the turn at first. So here's Evan Longoria. The pitch is taken outside. Longoria batting cleanup. And against the Orioles this season, 12 RBIs. And a 349-10 multi-hit game series going since August. And the pitch will be taken away. He is 2 for 5 with a home run lifetime off Millwood. So a chance for a 2-out RBI for Longoria with Crawford on at third base.
Yeah, what's really changed is that Longoria hitting cleanup, a position usually held by Carlos Pena. And when Pena went out, Longoria went into that spot. Now he's remained, though Pena has come back to the lineup. And that's over the last 21 games. 349, 4 home runs, and 19 RBIs. So sometimes hitters have a difficult time adjusting to that cleanup spot. Not the case with Longoria.
You see Pena now on deck behind him. And a 3-0 count from Millwood. Evan Longoria, see if he's got a light here. He did not. Taking all the way, and it is in there for a strike, and it'll go to 3-1. Longoria is hitting .265 with runners in scoring position. He's hit .331 at home, .261 on the road this year. Millwood looking for the final out and strand the runner. Longoria will take it, and he is on with a walk. As we showed you, something else this team gets a lot of. They lead the American League in free passes. So 2 on and 2 down. And now the power bat of Pena coming up. Carlos Pena, obviously, as Mike was mentioning, a real great addition to have back in this lineup, as he can still rock it. And that's his job, really, is to hit the long ball and pick up RBIs. 26 home runs, 77 runs batted in on the season for him. And for Millwood here in the first inning, here's a big 2-out situation. First and third. Pena will take it, and it's a strike. Pena's 4 for 13 lifetime off Millwood and has 1 home run. Wieters giving the signs here in case Longoria should take off from first base. You've got a shift on, so you've got Brian Roberts out in shallow right field. And his Torres behind second base.
Yeah, we're getting used to these shifts after the Boston series with David Ortiz at different varieties of shifts.
And that's a towering pop-up by second base. His Torres is there, and he's got it, so no one gets out of it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 are left on base. Take a look at the Orioles lineup when we come back. 17 does not do so here. Let's take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines for the Orioles. Roberts, Markakis, Wigginton, Scott, PA, and Patterson. Weeders is Turris and Bell. Luke Scott against Tampa Bay. Big numbers this year.
Our PNC scouting report on Matt Garza and what he needs to do to achieve success tonight. Payback, again, flashback to that July 20th start. Allowed 4 home runs in 3 innings to the Orioles, and has talked about coming back and pitching much better this time. Feeling really uncomfortable. Not exactly sure what that part of the quote meant, but he said he's going to be going with his heater till they beat it. And then playing with kids, 8-1 lifetime versus the Orioles 2-0 this year. And that other one where he gave up the 7 runs and ended up being a no decision.
And Matt Garza is ready to go, and so is Brian Roberts. Roberts will stand in against him, 4 for 28 with a couple of home runs for Roberts off Garza. And that first pitch will be taken for a strike. Garza is a predominantly fastball pitcher. 26-year-old, 73% of leadoff batters in an inning are retired this year. Roberts fouls it back, and a 2-strike count in a hurry.
Yeah, I think in some of those quotes, if you're reading maybe a little bit between the lines, some of those home runs he allowed in that back-to-back inning, and then next inning allowed another one to Luke Scott were breaking pitches. And now he's talking more about really going with my fastball until they hit it.
And Roberts will foul it off.
So he throws a breaking ball and they hit it.
Yeah. Go figure.
And, these kind of things have an effect when you get knocked around a little bit. What did he do his next time out, after that 7-run outing? Threw a no-hitter.
Yeah. Got his July 26 no-hitter against the Tigers. First no-hitter in Rays history. Defeated Max Scherzer 5-0 in that game with a walk and 9 strikeouts on 120 pitches. And as Mike said, that was after the Orioles' big game against him. And he blew that one in there unexpectedly. Roberts can't catch up with a changeup.
Reading the quotes, his quote was, I'm going to throw fastballs until they hit it, and now he comes out throwing breaking ball and a straight changeup.
Wow.
You can see the grip. Took about 9 miles off what his normal fastball is.
And our Exmo brought to you by H.H. Gregg. We make buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. So Garza gets the strikeout. Here's Nick Markakis. Nick has continued his hit streak to the 11-game mark. That is a season high for Nick. He's gone 302 for an average during that time. Couple of doubles, 4 RBIs, the rest singles. Markakis. 0-1 delivery by Garza, fouled away. We were talking, Mike, before the ball game. Both against Garza and against Tampa Bay, Nick's had some troubles.
Yeah, he has that hitting streak, so we'll see how he does. But on the year, 149 average for Nick versus the Rays. Just 7 hits and 47 at-bats. No home runs, no RBIs.
And he is 4 for 31 off Garza. And we'll foul that one back into the seats, and it will stay at a 2-strike count.
So just out of a curiosity response, let's kind of watch this series, how the Rays work Nick Markakis. Obviously, the rest of the league doesn't know or hasn't been able to execute what the Rays know.
Count will be at 2 strikes, Garza. In this, the 13th game these teams have played. Tampa Bay leads in the series 9 games to 3. He comes in with a fastball that will miss inside. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Generally, when you have pitchers talking about going to make it uncomfortable, they're talking about coming in a little bit and not letting you get settled in the batter's box.
Yeah, uncomfortable doesn't mean throwing changeups and off-speed pitches and tricking him. It usually means coming inside hard to get the outside part.
Then he went back outside. This could be an infield hit. And no, a nice play by Garza to get there. And Pena with a good flip. Very close play to get Markakis.
Down and away from Nick. Nick rolls over the top of it. And it's a foot race. There's some pretty good communication between Garza and Pena. In other words, get the bag, I'll take the ball. Pena, one of the best fielding first basemen in the game.
Tampa Bay comes in ranked 3rd in defense in the American League, and they've not committed an error in their last 8 ball games. Defense is a very big part of how they play. Here is Ty Wigginton. Wiggy at first base. 2 down, nobody on for Garza. And up high. Look at the defense that they've set up against Ty Wigginton.
That'll be Crawford in left and B.J. Upton in center field. Joyce will play right field. Longoria and Brignett on the left side. Zobrist and Pena on the right. And John Jesso behind the plate. They've only committed 20 errors their last 64.
1-0 delivery on the way. And Wigginton will foul it back. I don't know that we've seen this kind of defensive alignment against Wigginton or anybody else. Longoria's way over at third base. Brignac's deep and over. Second baseman is moved. Zobrist is almost over to the bag, and Pena is left to cover between first and second. Odd alignment with the outfield basically straight away.
You gotta love Joe Madden. Very unconventional. This defense is playing where obviously their spray chart shows he has hit the ball in the past.
And Ty Wigginton's standing at the plate going, so that's where he hit it.
Yeah, but it's not really a pull defense. It's not really to the opposite field. And the first baseman is in. Very unusual.
3 ball, 1 strikeout on Ty Wigginton. 18 of his 20 long balls off righties. One every 19.4. Off Garza. Got one. Part of that July 24 homer outburst against the Tampa Bay starter. 3 ball, 1 strikeout with 2 away. And Garza's delivery to Wigginton, and he'll bloop that one into right center field, and that'll be handled by Upton. So Garza comes on and speaks to the words as he retires the side in order. We completed 1. Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Second inning here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. The Orioles, 13 more games to be played at home, and they have got to win all of them in order to be above 500 here at home this year. They are 28-40 right now. The O's are here at Camden Yards. If they can win all 13, they would be 1 over 500 at home. Tampa Bay back up. Here's Joyce making the start in right field. Matt Joyce has missed a good part of this season because of injuries. That's cost him some playing time. 0-1 delivery to him and a little tapper right off the end of the bat. Josh Bell up, run and throw, and he gets it.
This by Josh Bell makes rather easily. You to get your footwork, timing together. Size of play with both hands, not a barehanded play. Wise decision. That's one of the things that Buck talks about at the clock at third base. Knowing who's running, how much time you have. His pace is much, much better.
Yep. 31-year-old veteran Don Johnson will stand in. He's the designated hitter coming up 1st of August. And you're looking at the International League's MVP. And when he came up on August 2, he led the minors, all of the minors, with 95 RBIs, led the International League with 30 home runs, 430 on base percentage, a 624 slugging percentage, and this week was named MVP of the IL, the International League. He's 31 years old and working in the DH role. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Johnson. And the pitch will be taken for a strike.
And he's just not going to pull the trigger. He has a 366 on base percentage despite batting 170.
1 ball, 2 strike count. And that'll be to right at Markakis. And he's got it. Johnson retired, 2 down here in the 2nd inning. The Orioles continue their holiday weekend series with the Tampa Bay Rays tomorrow night at 7:05 and Sunday afternoon at 1:35. You can celebrate your 3-day weekend with the family and friends at Camden Yards. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. 2 outs here in the 2nd. That will bring up B.J. Upton. Upton at just 232 but 13 homers and 46 RBIs. Another speedster. He is also 2nd in the American League in strikeouts.
That's the irony of the Tampa Bay ball club. You've got some hitters that strike out a ton, others that have the great on-base percentage. It's not one theme to this club. There's a team that struck out over 1,000 times already. 1,048, I think, coming into tonight. And 2 of the players, really, Pena and Upton, have about a quarter of those. 261.
Amazing, isn't it? He's his 13 home runs. That's 2 more than he had all of last year. 1-1 delivery. He is 5th in the American League in stolen bases with 37. And he's got the 2nd lowest batting average against right-handers in the league, hitting .214 against righties, .274 against lefties. 2-1 delivery to him, and that'll be taken up high. Millwood does not want, obviously, to put him on. A 3-ball, 1 strike count. Upton batting in the 8th spot with Brignac batting in the 9th. A lot of lineups have been used by Joe Madden in the course of this year. And there'll be a lot more because he's got half a dozen players from the call-ups that he's going to use. Popped up in the air in the 3-1. Bell at 3rd. Right in the coach's box. He'll put it away in a 1-2-3 inning for Kevin Millwood. He sets him down. The Orioles, Scott, PA, and Patterson are due up. Markakis, 41st double last night, now with 202 career 2-baggers. Call today for the Luna Double. Get your second room of flooring free. Call 877-241-LUNA. Oriole fans out on this really pleasant Friday evening here at Camden Yards. Scott, PA, and Patterson coming up. Luke Scott in the DH role. 3 hits, 2 of them home runs, lifetime off Matt Garza. Scott will bat the cleanup spot here in the ball game tonight. The Orioles have won only 1 against Tampa Bay here at Camden Yards this year. They are 1-5. These two teams have played 6 one-run ball games, including one that went into extra innings. So that's half of the total 12 games this year have been decided by 1 run, and a couple other ones by only 2. 1-0 count. And Scott with the off-speed pitch again, which is what Garza said he wasn't going to do, and it's working.
It could be the ultimate setup. I mean, he struck out Roberts with a changeup. He got Markakis out with a changeup. And he said he was going to throw fastballs until they hit it.
1-1 will miss down low, and a 2-ball 1-strike count, and another off-speed pitch.
The thing is, the Rays have handled Nick Markakis extremely well, but they haven't handled Luke Scott at all. 395 on the year.
And again, throttling back here, change-up after change-up being thrown.
You put something out there, you almost put out your scouting report, and then you go just the opposite when the game starts.
This is a pitcher who's 73% of the time this year has thrown a fastball.
Yeah, if you guess 3 out of 4 times, you're going to be right.
Yeah.
Normally.
2-ball 2-strike count on Scott. And there's one that'll go into left center field for a base hit. Carl Crawford will cut it off. Scott will be on with a leadoff single there in the second. Buck Showalter celebrating his first month as the Orioles manager, 17-12. The Orioles have gone 6-2 in 1-run games, second best in the AL. 17-16 before Buck took over. And overall, 23-18 in 1-run games on the year, 4th best in the American League.
Yeah, the pitching has really been spectacular for the most part since Buck has come on board, and I would say his management of the bullpen too has really come into play. He's done a nice job mixing and matching and working his way through that pen. It's one of the more difficult decisions that a manager has to make. When to pull the trigger on that starter. Do you push him for one more out? And he's been certainly very decisive and successful.
Felix PA upping the numbers to 289 for an average on the season. He has a modest 3-game hit streak coming in, going 4 for his last 12. And PA, the runner on at first base, gets the advantage of that hole between first and second against Garza. 2 for 7. Lifetime with a home run off him. That'll be bounce foul. Garza made his first 2 starts of the year against the Orioles. One in Tampa and then back here in Baltimore, and won them both. 2 runs, 4 hits in the first game, 1 run, 6 hits in the second. And then came that game on July 20 where he gave up the 7 runs on 10 hits in 6 1/3. And maybe the pitching coach on the right.
Garza making his 4th start of the year. It's kind of interesting because this is Kevin Millwood's 2nd start of the year against Tampa Bay.
That one's off the end of the bat to second. Brenyak on the pivot. Zobrist to Brenyak, and PA hits into the double play. That ball had some spin.
Look at the way this one works out. 1-1 pitch again. Inside part of the plate. It has a lot of that English on it, as you can see. Quick flip. Turn it easily on this speedy PA.
Interesting, that double play. I was talking with Buck Showalter about double plays today and second baseman getting out of the way of runners coming in, and he said, I was taught and still believe if you properly make the pivot at second base, whether you're a shortstop or a second baseman, you don't have to worry about the runner. Patterson bunting. Looking for the bunt was Longoria. He was almost in the batter's box when he played that. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. Nobody left on base. After 2, it's scoreless. Is brought to you by Budweiser, official beer of the thirst inning. Budweiser, it's what we do. But Buck Showalter was saying, watch how far Brignac gets away from the runner here by making the right play. Gets to the bag and then gets way off. He said, Buck was saying before the game, first rule, when you make the pivot, leave your feet. Having momentum going that carries you, get up in the air and make the throw. He says if you do all that, there'll be very few times where a runner will actually be able to bear down on you.
Absolutely.
And get to you.
In all the years that Cal Ripken played shortstop, I never saw anybody even come close to taking him out.
Yep.
Ever close.
It's all about just proper procedure and getting around and over the bag. The other thing is, we were talking about if, as a second baseman or shortstop, when you make the throw to first, if you make it right at head level.
Oh, sure. They tend to get down.
They tend to learn you're going to do that, and they will be less likely to come with that pop-up slide or half-standing, half-sliding routine.
I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but I did. I was playing in the Cape Cod League and was involved in a double play like that and kind of stood up too long. And I'm telling you think it's going to hit you right between the eyes.
Yeah, that's the intent. Straight throw to first. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and it'll be foul back. Brignac, who's making the start at shortstop. A 1-ball, 2-strike count on him. Here at Camden Yards, Reed Brignac has a .478 career batting average, 11 for 23, 3 home runs here in this ballpark. 24-year-old rookie, 92 games played. He's 4th among rookies in RBIs, tied for 5th in runs scored for rookies. And Brignac leading it off here in the 3rd inning. Jasko, the catchers, the leadoff batter, waiting on deck. Millwood's pitch will miss down low, and it will go to 1-2.
It's his last 5 starts at 1-3, but the ERA outstanding. 4 quality starts, 2.83. The previous 11 starts, 2-8, with just about a run an inning and just 1 quality start. I think it sticks out. It's a long season. We're at game 134 or 135.
That's going to be a base hit into right field. He went against the D. The Orioles were shading him up the middle in the infield. Brignac on. Tomorrow's going to be your last chance of the season to experience 2110 Utah Street, presented by Home Savings of America and Southwest Airlines. One price, reserve Utah Street bleacher seat, 2110 Utah Street t-shirt. Nick and Adam will be tossing baseballs into the crowd between innings. There are special promotions, prizes, space limited, 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com for 2110. And we'll hope Adams back in the ballgame by then, as he's in the dugout with a shoulder problem. I'm not sure when he's going to get back. A catcher batting leadoff. Leaders fakes it down to third. Jasko taking the pitch. Offense that Joe Madden says we have to heat up. You see 1 through 3. 194 runs, 4 through 6, 239. They're big innings in the middle. And then 212, 7 through 9. They hang in, he said, with our pitching. We get to the middle, we're ready, we score some runs, and then we finish it off. Runner going, so the only play is going to be at first base. Brian Roberts up. We'll get it over. Brignac will go to second base. Jasko on the ground ball out, 1 away.
Well, that's the way they do it. They move runners along, just always trying to take another 90 feet along the way with him.
And Zobrist coming up will get the RBI opportunity. 82 wins and 51 losses. Tampa Bay knows in order to stay in a game and a half out, they've got to win, because the Yankees beat Toronto today by a score of 7-3. They had a day game today in New York. Red Sox game at home against the White Sox postponed because of the storm. That one to center field, and it will stay up as well. Patterson puts it away. Runner stays at second base. Millwood gets the second out.
Going back to the first inning, Carl Crawford, outstanding speed, 3rd hitter of the game, right down that right field line. Hits like 2 rails off the sidewall and then the right field wall. And that's all the time needed to go from home plate to third base.
He is fun to watch run the bases unless you're on the opposing team. then it's not so much fun.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Willie Wilson, how we used to go from home to third or from first to third. Just a power sprinter.
Got a runner on at second base with 2 down. As a team, this Tampa Bay team, 262 with runners in scoring position. That's just about the average, the middle in the American League. With 2 down, they're hitting just 225. Wieters fakes the throw down to second base, getting Brignac back to the bag. Brignac does have good speed, even though he's stolen only 3 bases on the season. And if you give him much room, he'll take off. Kevin Millwood wants a new baseball. Millwood lifetime is 2-2 against Tampa Bay. Had them on opening day, as Mike said, and has not seen them since this year. 6 career starts, 5.80 ERA. 1-0 delivery, and that one's going to be to right field, and that's going to be a problem for the O's. It's a base hit. And Markakis will hold him to a single, but Brignac will score. And Tampa Bay is on the board. A 1-0 lead. The RBI to Crawford, who's 2 for 2.
Yeah, that's the thing with Crawford, too. He's among the league leaders with runners in scoring position. That's a pretty good breaking ball away and just flips it into right field. Just uses his hands.
Well, they do get a 2-out RBI there. Compliments of Carl Crawford, who hits .355 with runners in scoring position, 4th best in the league. Here's Evan Longoria. Longoria drew a walk his first time up. Slider's going to miss outside for a ball. Since August 9, hitting .349 with 10 multi-hit games. He has the 3rd most RBIs on the road in the American League. And he rips that one into left field. That's going to go to the wall. Carl Crawford with a great speed is going to make the turn. Tom Foley's waving him home. His Torres' throw will be cut off. There's what we're talking about. Scoring all the way from first base. Even though there were 2 down, you got to be able to fly, and Crawford did.
Yeah, especially for a ball hit to left field on a line. Ball runs back right down the middle to Longoria. About a 3-hopper off the wall. You can just see Kyle Crawford. He even has a little bit of a misstep coming around third base. Here's the relay throw. Right then he's not even in camera range.
Wow. Longoria's got 90 RBIs now as Crawford crosses the plate for the 95th time. Kyle Crawford is 4th in runs scored in the league. 2 down, Carlos Pena. He'll take it inside. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Rays. It is a double for Longoria down at second base. Shift is on against Pena, who popped out to third his first time up. Pena, an incredible .209 batting average, but still RBI powerful. It's amazing. I mean, how do you?
Yeah, he was all the way down.
77 RBIs. The batting average is 209.
And the other side said, "What if he hit 250?
Whoa!
He'd have 150 RBI." Yeah, look out, Hack.
He's had 26 home runs, 15 doubles. He gets the extra base hits, and he's got players on in front of him who can run and score. Now he's got Longoria on at second base. Tied for 7th in home runs with 26. He's also 6th in walks. And he'll foul that one right straight back. 3rd in strikeouts. You get a little bit of everything, and it all ends up on the plus side as far as fitting in with the Rays offense. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Pena. Virtually no breeze here tonight.
Like we said, there's high strikeout hitters in this lineup, and then very low on and then high on base hitters in this lineup.
Pena will take the pitch inside, and the count goes to 2-2.
Joe Madden getting majority of his left-handers in the lineup with Kevin Millwood on the mound. There's 6 in the lineup against Millwood. 8 of the 9 against Garza are left-handed. Only Wigginton.
Kevin Millwood trying to get out of the inning here. 2-2. Both of the RBI base hits, Crawford and Longoria, have come with 2 down. Big shift on against Pena. 2-2 delivery, and he'll foul that one outside of first. We talked when the Red Sox were here about pitches seen by teams in the course of a ball game. Well, this team right here also will take pitchers deep into the pitch count, as Tampa Bay is second to Boston in pitches per plate appearance. Boston sees 4.04. Tampa Bay sees 3.94. 2-2 on Carlos Pena. And that will be inside. And it goes to 3-2. Just a matter of happenstance, or does it tell you something that top 3 teams are 1, 2, 3 in pitches per plate appearance?
Well, it really drives you out of the game. It doesn't seem like there's that much of a difference between the Orioles at 3.71 and 4. But if you think of it, if a starting pitcher then leaves you face somewhere between 27 and 30 hitters, that's a difference of 120 pitches thrown, or right around 100, and you're still in the game.
And also, as you Mike can speak to, having to throw that many pitches, you suddenly have gone through your repertoire in the plate appearance. Now what do you do kind of thing comes up, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're exactly right. It used to drive me crazy. Teams like that, you felt like you had thrown them everything. They had seen everything. So what happens is you have no surprises, no way to sort of set up a hitter. You then just feel like you're just throwing.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Longoria off second base with 2 down. And Pena will take it, and he's gone. Strikeout for Millwood. That will be his first, but a couple of runs in on 3 hits with 1 left on, and the Rays on top 2-0. Hello to Amber Theo Harris, our great partner here as part of the Oriole broadcast. She and her husband Todd are expecting a baby. She has taken some time off here, and we just want you to know we're thinking of you. We miss you. We extend love and best wishes to both of you, and you're in all of our thoughts here, and we know
Absolutely.
You're watching
Every day.
tonight. Yep.
Every day.
So be well, and on we go, and back to the ballpark with a little one soon. And great to have you watching tonight. Hope you got in a good nap there, too, by the way, Amber. Here's Matt Wieters. Matt's got a 5-game hit streak. Matt Garza on the mound. No walks, 1 strikeout. Millwood a walk and a strikeout. 2 runs, 4 hits the Rays. 0-1-0 for the O's. And Wieters will take that one. Matt is 2 for 9. Lifetime off Garza. 10 home runs, 46 RBIs. 4-1 delivery to him. And that's going to be inside. Take a look at Matt. Last 8 games, 11 for 27.
Yeah, really swinging it really from the left side, driving the ball to the alleys. Big day yesterday. 11 for his last 27.
The development of a young, high draft pick with great expectations, learning at the major league level, and Bud Showalter more and more closing in, pointing towards Matt Wieters as the future leader of this ball club, both behind the plate, at it, and in the clubhouse.
Yeah, so much responsibility for a young player. Many times you can be the leader type, coming, like you talked about, coming through the minor leagues. And you get into that major league clubhouse, and there's players that, 4 or 5 years you're a senior, or even older in some cases. And it just takes a while to sort of wean your way through that.
2-ball, 2-strike count. They've got the shift on against Wieters as well, the same one we see against Ortiz. And that pitch will be taken away. Tells you how clubs view things differently, how much emphasis is placed on the video and scouting reports, because not everybody puts a shift on against Matt Wieters.
I was trying to remember if I've ever seen another club do it. I think that's the thing with so many games now played within your division. You really these two clubs know each other very well.
3-2 delivery on the way to him, and he'll ground that one foul. What was it? We were looking at an article that it put out in Tampa Bay regarding Joe Madden, what innovation in baseball. There was a term he used for taking advantage of modern technology and doing things in the game based on what was available to use.
Yeah, he said he didn't call it old school. He called it contemporary school.
Contemporary school of baseball. Take advantage of what you've got to use. 3-2, foul back. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Wieters, good battle here against him. It is scoreboard watching time, of course, all around baseball, and to have that 7-3 Yankee score up there on the board tonight, Tampa Bay seeing that as before this game even started. And some impetus. That's what you do against the shift. Crawford going over to get it. Wieters will have to stay with a single. It's the old put them where they ain't, and that's what Matt Wieters just did.
Yeah, this would be, I guess, a line drive, probably right to third base. Probably in his tracks when they play a normal position. I know Buck probably talks about it. He goes, good hitters, they hit the ball where the fielders don't play. And that's a pretty special gift.
So the Orioles, for the second time, have the leadoff man on. 2 singles in the game off Garza. And here's the Orioles shortstop, Cesar Torres. He's butting. Longoria is charging from the glove, hand and throw. Mercy, is he good?
Well, he's got a great first step on those bunts. And that wasn't close, and the Torres gets down the line extremely well from the left side. Watch this first step. He's 2 steps going before that ball was bunted. That was really a great shot. If you show that one more time, you can just see his first 2 steps take place before the ball is bunted. Most react after the ball is bunted.
And he fields it with the glove, which so many people forget on plays like that. The spectacular bare hand pickup and throw. But if you can field it in the glove, you have a much better chance of not making an error.
Well, again, being able to do that with a speedy runner, he was actually able to kind of right himself and throw, overhand, not that other arm flip.
Runner at second base now with 1 away.
And that's really how Brooks Robinson was. He had his first 2 steps were faster than anybody. I mean, Brooksy was not fast by any stretch of the imagination, but steps right for 2 steps left, incredible on bunts. I have never seen anybody make a play today, even man on first base in a bunt. He would turn 2. He would take almost a route to the foul line and make sure the ball would end up on his left side and throw that underhand hard throw to second base. They turn 2. I've never seen anything like it, or anybody do it since.
I would love to have seen Brooks Robinson and Keith Hernandez on the same team at first and third.
Yeah.
Nobody may have ever bunted, because Keith would do the same thing at first base.
Being left-handed, too.
Yeah.
Imagine how quick he was.
One hopper to second base, Zobrist, and Bell runner will move up, but there are now 2 down for Brian Roberts. Time for our AT&T Mobility Trivia question. Who is the Rays' all-time leader in wins? I don't know.
All right, drawing a blank.
Is it?
Quick answer.
Can't be Garza, can it? James Shields.
Same staff.
And guess who's pitching tomorrow?
Looking for win number 57, I would assume.
Yes. 13-11. Scott Kazmir second to him. Just 1 game, 1 win behind. So Brian Roberts going after the 2-out RBI. A 2-0 Rays lead. Brian, a strikeout victim his first time up, the only one that Garza has so far in the ball game. Wieters over at third base. Garza in the full windup here. And Roberts will put it in the air, center field. B.J. Upton will put it away. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. 3 complete here at Camden Yards. 2-0 Rays. Brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. First game of 3, and a lot dressed in white. It is Navy Week here in Baltimore, and a lot of them here enjoying the game. Don't ever tell a Marine that he's part of the Navy, though. That's the one mistake you don't want to make.
That. You don't want to make that one.
Don't make that mistake. No. Don't say that. Here is Matt Joyce. That is fouled off down the line in left field. Joyce grounded out his first time up. 26-year-old. Missed the first 51 games. And an elbow problem, and then played 25 games at AAA, and finally back to the big leagues. Check swing, and foul tipped into the mitt, and an 0-2 count from Millwood. Tampa Bay getting a couple of runs in the third. Crawford had the RBI single, double by Longoria. Berniak and Crawford across the plate. Millwood with the 0-2 to Matt Joyce. Soft off-speed delivery away, 1-2.
Yeah, trying to hit that backdoor breaking ball. See a quick look down at his hand. That one really spun out awkwardly.
One-two delivery. That'll be a foul ball. Tampa Bay team's got an interesting road trip here, as they're got a 3-city road trip. 9 games, 10 days. Here, Boston, and Toronto. Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. And that will be taken inside. Does it matter whether you go in as the division winner or the wild card team? Nobody ever answers that because you just can never sound right doing it. You don't ever want to talk about who do you want to play in the postseason. You just want to get there.
Yeah, you really don't think about picking your opponent.
Did not go. Take a look at what they have done on the road. An amazing turnaround this year going back to what they did in 08. They have a 39-25 record on the road. It is the biggest improvement in the majors from last year to this year in road win percentage. And that's going to be a walk. He lost him. The leadoff walk to Joyce. 2 walks surrendered by Millwood. Who'd have thought? Minnesota Twins 32-18 without Morneau, and they lead by 3.5. Who'd have thought that Tim Lincecum and A.J. Burnett would have a combined 0 for 9 in the month of August? And who'd have thought that Carlos Gonzalez would be in the running for the Triple Crown? First in average, 5th in home runs, and 3rd in RBIs. Wow.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to see that young man play, pretty impressive.
Joey Votto, Cincinnati.
Big year.
Albert Pujols, St. Louis. And Carlos Gonzalez all have a chance at the Triple Crown in the National League. And that pitch is taken for a strike. And an 0-2 count with a runner on at first base to Johnson, the DH. A fly to right field his first time up. Plus the pressure on those players of looking to the postseason.
It'd be a nice diversion, to go for the Triple Crown. You'd be focusing more on the club.
Yeah. And got him. So Millwood will get the strikeout, and that's going to be his second of the ball game.
Yeah, it's almost like that backdoor breaking ball doesn't quite come back enough. Just trying to nip that outside corner.
Now Upton with Joyce on at first base. Joyce is not one of their base stealers. Got a couple, 2 out of 4. And that'll be to right field in front of Markakis for a base hit. Stopping at second base will be Joyce. Upton's got a single, 1 for 2, 2 on and 1 down.
That's the way the Rays offense works. Just keeps picking away at you.
You're saying between innings, Tampa Bay just kind of sneaks up on you. It's kind of tic-tac. There's a run. Tic-tac. There's another 2. Base hit. Somebody scores from first. Before you know it, you're down 3-4-0, and you hadn't even realized the game had started.
Yeah, and then they have nice pitching and nice defense. And you kind of look up, and you're in the 7th inning.
Here's Brignac. Reed Brignac had a single his first time up. He continues his tremendous batting average here in this ballpark. And Brignac has runners on at first and second. He'll look for the double play here. That's something else Tampa Bay doesn't do. They do not hit into double plays. Pena, Crawford, and Bartlett are 3 of the top 10 in the American League not hitting into double plays. Going first to third on singles. Going second to home on singles. You find winning ball clubs who can take advantage of the extra base and situational hitting.
That's some pretty good numbers right there.
Looking for the ground ball right here is Kevin Millwood. Brignac will step out.
When you try to break down this Rays club and you go through it, like I said, you look at the double plays and you look at the team strikeouts are up, but they rarely hit into double plays. Just to give you sort of a variation, they've hit into 79. The Orioles have hit into 125. And that's more the normal number.
Yeah. Leaders is going out to talk to Kevin Millwood. In a game that began with Garza's words and had kind of a pregame feel of maybe an explosive kind of ball game, it has been exactly the opposite.
Exactly.
This game is a flat line, 1 base at a time, kind of score.
Everybody
on a
pitching
single.
away, pitching it up.
0-1 the count, one down. Pickoff play at second base as Torres coming in. Lead runner Joyce is trying to keep him close. Orioles have PA, Patterson, and Markakis left to right in the outfield, arm-wise. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that'll be fouled off the other way again by Brignac. And as we've seen, we were talking about pitches per plate appearance. But these ball clubs that do that, the Yankees, the Red Sox, Tampa Bay, they do it well. Foul balls are a big part of it. They fight off good pitches. I mean, they're not just standing there watching pitches go by.
Right, or taking borderline pitches. They're fouling off the good pitches and they make you keep throwing.
There's the 0-2 again, and that's going to be fouled away.
Hamlin's thought it would be worth as many statistics as we do keep. They do strike out a lot. They've struck out over 1,000 times as a club. But how many foul balls are hit? I mean, we were really noticing that with Jake Arrieta the other day, the number of foul balls. I mean, he's still throwing strikes. It's not like, gee, your pitch count is really high. You must be throwing a lot of balls along the way. Not always the case. This club just foul off the tough pitches. And finally you make a mistake. Just the percentage-wise, it's going to happen.
0-2 count on Brignac. As Torres still moving in at second base behind Joyce, shortening that lead. And that one to left field. PA coming, not going to get it. What a read by Joyce. Here he comes to the plate. High throw by everybody, and the runners will advance. It'll be an RBI single, and Joyce read that at second base perfectly. He took off, did not hesitate.
This is what they do. They run the bases. It's not that they take chances. They just play heads-up baseball, very aware baseball. You're right. Look at Joyce. He meant by going Longorian defense. There's only one little stutter. And PA has a pretty good arm. Rifles one well over Matt Wieder's head. But they take you out of your defense.
Yep. Brignac gets his 39th RBI. The runners move up on the throw. Runners at second and third now. Still only one away. And here's Jasko, the catcher, the leadoff batter, who has popped out, grounded out. And he will take the pitch down low for a ball. He's been going after the first or second pitch here in the first two at-bats that he's had in this game.
Yeah, a little surprising because he's one of the few players probably in the game today that has more walks than strikeouts on the season. He's walked 47 times. One of the reasons Joe Madden hit him in the leadoff spot.
Yep. 1-0 delivery. And if you're wondering, he has led off 29 games, 26 as a catcher. And Baseball Reference says no rookie has ever started more games catching and batting leadoff in one season. Previous record was held by Mickey Cochran, the great Hall of Famer with the Philadelphia A's in 1925. For rookies catching, batting leadoff. That pitch is going to miss up high and or inside. Millwood would like to have had that one go his way. The count goes to 3-0 in the leadoff batter. John Jasko doing the catching. Deano Navarro has been recalled as part of the expanded roster, so they've got 3 catchers available to them now to be used either behind the plate or DHing or both. And he walked him. And the bases are loaded. Third walk surrendered by Millwood in the game. And a visit to the mound by Rick Kranitz. And Ben Zobrist is going to be coming up.
And just going over a little bit of a game plan. First with Matt Wieters, what they want to try to do. And just give him a little break, a little encouragement. Looks like the Orioles are going to play in. They start off playing in with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Orioles have had the roller coaster ride against them by opponents. They went a 4-game stretch where they gave up only 3 runs. And then they've given up 15 in the last 2 coming into this one. So far, Tampa Bay's got 3 on the board. Bases loaded, 1 out. And the pitch will be taken away for a ball. Ben Zobrist, switch hitter. He has flied out twice in the game. And here again is one of those key moments. Millwood, a ground ball, could get out of it. Zobrist could break it open with a hit. Pitch is going to miss, and the count goes to 2-0, and there's no place to put him.
Jim Zobrist has an outstanding eye. He has 76 walks. He's among the league leaders in walks.
Zobrist 1 for 7 with the bases loaded this year. Millwood will step off. Here's the 2-0 delivery, and we'll catch the inside corner.
That's a big-time pitch. 2-0 breaking ball with the bases loaded. I'm sure Zobrist was counting on a fastball coming right down Broadway. So Millwood not giving in.
Zobrist has not been hitting, only hitting 171 over his last 55 games. And that one in the air. It'll get a run in from third as Upton will tag. PA will make the throw to third to hold the runner at second base. A sac fly and an RBI for Zobrist, and it is a 4-0 Tampa Bay lead.
Which is no surprise. That's what he does well in this offense. That's his 11th sacrifice fly. Leads the league.
A pronounced fly ball hitter.
Very well put together lineup.
That'll bring up Kyle Crawford. Crawford already 2 for 2.
Already halfway to his cycle. 2 for 2 triple. First time up. And he's done so well on the year with runners in scoring position. 2 outs, base hit. Drove in the second run.
Runners at first and second base now with 2 down. And Crawford goes after the first pitch. Crawford came in hitting .359 against the Orioles. He now has driven in 10 runs in this, the 13th game these teams have played. He's had a couple of home runs in the series. Pretty much consistent with his lifetime .304 batting average against the O's. Oh, 0-1 delivery to him, and that'll miss inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Left-handers 324 off Millwood. Right-handers 276. An overall .300 batting average by opponents against Kevin on the year. Here's the 1-1.
To me, he's a little bit like Vladimir Guerrero from the left side, too. He is a free swinger, not to quite the extent where Vladimir will hit him off the ground or over his head. But certainly Kyle Crawford will swing at balls up in his eyes, away. He's just always trying to make hard contact on whatever pitch is delivered. Really not a very patient hitter, more of a slasher that makes great contact and can run.
1-2 delivery will come inside to him. 2 ball, 2 strike count. He is their leading hitter with runners in scoring position. And he is 4th in the American League in that department and already has added an RBI. It came in the 3rd on that single. 2-2 count, runners off first and second. And got him. Good pitch by Millwood. He gets his 3rd strikeout, a couple of runs in on 2 hits and 2 walks and a 4-0 Rays lead. Bar. It's located on Utah Street, open 2 hours before and 1 hour after each home game. Big screen HD TVs. You can catch all the action. And the O's All Access pregame show is broadcast live from Tom Davis and Dave Johnson from 1 hour before the game right up to game time. So take advantage of it. Next time at Oriole Park, stop by the Bud Light Warehouse Bar on Utah Street. Which is curlier? The hair or the twist? Someone having a really good time. 4 runs on 6 hits for the Rays, 2-0 for the Orioles. Matt Garza working to Nick Markakis. Nick grounded out his first time up. Will take that pitch for a strike. Didn't think so. We have the number 1 and 2 doubles hitters in this game. Nick's got 41 and trails Longoria. He's got 42.
Yeah, one more in the game. So 43.
Yep. Got him to swing at a bad pitch. You won't see Nick do that very often.
Yeah, this is what this staff has been able to do to Nick Markakis this year. Just haven't been quite able to fade them out. And again, another breaking ball or off speed pitch after the prediction of here I come with my fastball.
For someone we said who throws 73% fastballs, I bet tonight it hasn't been more than 35.
Yeah, and he's only thrown 39 pitches. We're here in the 4th inning. I mean, he really has used his fastball sparingly. That's his pretty good one there, 91. But he said he was going to come out with his hair on fire. He's been very casual.
Masterson Price, his teammate, Garza. Then you see Wade Davis. A staff of power pitchers for Tampa Bay. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, that's why they're running among the league leaders and certainly keeping walks down. Pretty good strikeout staff.
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, he has had a lot to work with. 2-2, and that will be foul back.
The thing is, they've been able to keep that team and staff healthy. They have used 16 pitchers on the year. That is the lowest in the major leagues. And they've only used 7 starting pitchers all year long. I mean, there's some clubs that do 7 in a month.
Yep. That is an enormous key to winning at the major league level, as we've noted a number of times. 2-2 delivery on the way, foul back again. The staff has walked the 3rd fewest and struck out the 2nd most, so they don't hurt themselves. ERA 2nd best. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Nick Markakis. Guess we should refer to him now as Dr. Joe Madden. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Markakis goes down swinging. Wow. There was a fastball.
That'll be his best fastball of the evening. 2-2. 94 up middle. Nick has a good rip on it, but just added a couple more miles to it. Nick, a big leg kick.
That'll bring up Ty Wigginton. Wigginton, the fly ball out to center field, his first time up. Joe Madden received an honorary degree, Doctor of Letters, yesterday at Lafayette College in Easton, Pennsylvania, where he went to school and has been very supportive. You may have seen the picture, which was in a number of papers today, of Joe holding the diploma, Dr. Madden. I presume.
That's great. I presume.
Here's the 0-1 to Wigginton. In the air, he got it deep, going back into that well in right center field. That'll take a bounce right at the base of the wall. Joyce will get it in. Wigginton's got a double.
Yeah, Wiggy's hit this club pretty well. Over 300 on the season. Ends up in the middle of the plate, and Wiggy's there waiting. Drives it to right center. Best have tagged the ball off of Garza so far.
So the Orioles will try and do a little chipping away at this lead. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Luke Scott, a single, his only time up in the ball game. Orioles DH coming in with that .395 average against the Rays. 5 home runs, 2 of them coming against Garza in that last outing against the Orioles. And that's going to go off the mitt. And down to third base goes Wigginton. That just kind of sailed away, and that'll send Jasko, the catcher, out to the mound.
Let's take a look at this last pitch. Yeah, it just takes off. I'm not sure how it's going to be scored. It almost looked like a cross-up. Wild pitch, but that is his 11th of the year, and he's among the league leaders in wild pitches. Hard to believe with someone as good a control as Garza had to have that many.
So the Orioles get a runner to third now. Luke Scott hitting into that shift. Nobody up the middle. 1-0 delivery is going to be foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Tonight's Maryland Lottery Hit It Here fan of the game, Lori Lasser from Mechanicsville. If an Oriole player hits the Hit It Here sign in the bullpen area, Lori, you're going to win $100,000. Find out how you can become the fan of the game. Go to mdlottery.com/hit it here. Good luck, Lori Lasser. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And that is in there for a strike.
And a slow curveball really locked up Luke Scott. In that situation, he'd just like to make some solid contact. That's one area. Luke has been red hot. Has really hammered the Rays, but he's only hitting .191 with runners in scoring position.
1-2 delivery on the way to him, and another off-speed pitch that's going to miss. And a 2 ball, 2 strike count from Garza.
The pitcher is very reluctant to throw Luke Scott a fastball. When runners get into scoring position, they'll change their pattern. Something I think that Luke has worked on this summer.
4 home runs the Orioles had against Garza in that last start in July. Scott with 2, Wigginton and Jones the others. Wigginton off third base, and the 2-2 delivery, and that's buried in the dirt. Good stop made. Jasko kept the ball in front of him in a full count, 3-2.
Again, not giving in. 2-2 changeup. I just don't think he's going to wind up and throw a fastball down the middle and say, here, hit it.
Luke with that big .345 batting average at home, 3rd best in the league for a home average. Try and add to it here. 3-2 delivery down to first and foul.
As predicted, straight changeup. And that really is the ultimate sign of respect when you're a hitter. That they just don't want to throw him a fastball when it can really hurt him.
Interesting watching B.J. Upton, the center fielder here in this at bat. He's been turning sideways facing left field. I mean, he's reading the signs from the catcher or not, I don't know. Depends on the pitch, I would assume. But he's been like waiting for a ball in the left field gap rather than the right field one. He stays straight up here, and that's going to be away for ball 4. So Garza surrenders his first walk, 2 on and 1 down.
First time we get any reaction out of Garza. Here he tries to load up and throw a little extra. But after all the slow pitches he had thrown, Luke Scott really couldn't find the release point on the fastball.
That kind of emotional outburst may be a bit much, but showing of emotion on the mound is something they've worked with Garza on over the last 3 years. To try and temper that down so he stays focused on the game where he is and doesn't hurt himself emotionally. Here's Felix Pierre hit into a double play in the air to center. It'll be a tag up at third for Wigginton. Upton's got it. His throw will come into second base. Pierre will get an RBI, and the Orioles are on the board. It's 4-1.
Finally able to crack through against Garza.
So Felix Pierre gets the run in, his 18th RBI. Luke Scott had to stay at first base. And now there are 2 down. Corey Patterson getting the start. Excellent play by Longoria on a bunt that Patterson tried to put down. And that'll be in there for a strike. Corey Patterson's had a problem with his neck. Came on last night, pinch hitting and laid down a bunt. But Showalter saying afterwards that's all he could do, that he was not available to swing, that he could bunt and run. Obviously improved enough to get into the lineup here today. Off the end of the bat. He's only had a couple of hits in his last 19 at-bats.
Well, butted the first pitch up tonight. Still doesn't look that comfortable to me in that swing. But I think his numbers against Garza got him in the lineup. And again, the Orioles have 8 left-handed hitters in this lineup.
He's 5 for 9 now with a home run lifetime off Garza for Corey Patterson. Four to 1 lead for the Rays. They've out hit the Orioles 6-3. Garza's got 2 down here with Scott still on at first base. Madden, 5 years with Tampa Bay. 1-2 delivery, hit in the air towards center. That should fall in. It will. Upton will hold the runner Scott at second. Patterson's got a base hit, and there are 2 on.
Yes, we make it 6 out of 10 lifetime against Garza. I don't think it's the normal helicopter swing that we can see out of Patterson. He just gets enough of it, gets on top of it. Sort of floats it out in the center field.
Now Matt Wieters. 2 on and 2 away. Matt hitting only .223 with runners in scoring position this year. That number has bothered the Orioles as a team all year long. Orioles are .236 as a ball club now with runners in scoring position. And when there are 2 down, .222. It's about a 30-point difference, those numbers for the Orioles and Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay 30 points better. Hickey's coming out now to talk with Garza.
Just getting a little break, maybe exchanging a joke or two. Been a very relaxed Garza tonight. I always like it how the modern pitchers put that glove over the face so you can't do any lip reading.
Since there's always somebody back in the video room who might charge out to the dugout.
No, by the same token, he told us what his game plan was supposed to be and went right against it. So what difference does it make?
1-0 delivery, and Wieters will take it up and in. And a 2-0 count on Matt. Orioles with a run in and 2 on. Scott at second base, Patterson at first. PA the RBI sac fly so far. Wieters again with a shift on. He drove one into left field for a base hit against the shift his last time up. This time Longoria is over there at third because there's a runner at second base. And that's laid in there for a strike. Garza won 8 last year. Already has 13 under his belt this year. 40 wins, 41 losses, his lifetime record. 26 years old. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Wieters to shortstop. Brignac, who makes the play and gets it. A run in on 2 hits with a base runner, 2 of them left on. For the game, Buck Showalter was asked about Joe Madden's success on the other side on that bench, something to emulate, and Buck said, there's been a lot of help in that regard.
They've been drafted number 1 for quite a while, and they finally made some, not finally, but they made some really good picks. If you look at the club and where the strength of that club comes from, and players they acquired through players they acquired in the draft. If you look at the dynamic of how it was put together, they've made a lot of good picks, and they stayed true to who they were and how they were going to do it. It's important that you know who you are and how you're going to do it, and don't get it confused.
And that's exactly what Tampa Bay has done, and what, obviously, if you read between the lines, what Showalter was saying the Orioles need to do. And Madden gets to head it up, and Showalter wants to see those same kind of picks start showing up here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So Longoria is hit by a pitch for Millwood. That'll be the 6th hit batter this year.
And just kind of a straight changeup that gets away, ran in.
Now Pena will come up. The Orioles will put the shift on. Leadoff man on for the 3rd consecutive inning, and they have scored in the last 2. Millwood getting 66% of leadoff batters this year. And the pitch is taken inside by Pena, who's popped out and struck out. Orioles getting 1 in the last half, and Millwood wants to shut Tampa Bay down, not give that run back here in the 5th inning. He's tried to stay inside on Pena all night. Not able to get the calls, though, and has fallen behind again in this at-bat. It's 2-0.
Yeah, they start driving the pitch count. They are just in the 5th inning, and Kevin Millwood is going to throw his 78th pitch. But again, these Rays rarely grounded double play. Pena has only grounded him to 2 all year. Very low number for a power hitter.
He is the hardest player in the American League to double up with those 2 under that column.
Yeah, when you add up, Carl Crawford, I think it's 406 at-bats, and then Pena 244. That's 650 plate appearances, and they've only grounded to 3 double plays. That's pretty good.
3-0 count on him, and he will take, and the pitch is in there. As we said, he is 6th in walks in the league, so he's more than willing to take the free pass, even though he's 3rd in strikeouts in the league. Boy, his team has some weird numbers.
It's just all over.
Both as a team and individual.
Yeah, you go in to look at it, you start trying to break down why is it this way.
Runner off first base, and a 3-1. Pena lofts a pop-up at second. The shortstop is Turris. And he'll put it away, and Pena's retired. Hope you'll come out and meet Orioles pitcher Brad Bergeson tomorrow at the Wendy's located on Washington Boulevard in Elkridge. Brad will be signing autographs, meeting with fans noon to 1. That's tomorrow, noon to 1, Wednesdays, Washington Boulevard, Elkridge. Details on Orioles community appearances, OriolesReach.com. Here's Matt Joyce. Joyce walk and a run scored, and he's grounded out. 1 down now with a runner at first base. And he's going to rip that into right field. Longoria will make the turn. Markakis up with it. Holds him to a single. Runners at first and third with 1 out. Joyce gets his first hit of the ball game.
Well, that's the thing. When you have 6 left-handed batters in the lineup and there's a runner on first base, one of the reasons the Rays can go from first to third so often, you hit that ball anywhere down near the line, you're going to go first to third, and they just keep doing that, and it keeps creating that hole in the first base side. They just keep playing smart baseball.
Now Dan Johnson will come up. He is the designated hitter. Johnson 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied out. And it's caught by Wigginton, and he'll turn 2. Ty Wigginton hauls it in. Joyce was off the bag, and no small matter this double play. It'll keep the score at 4-1 and end the inning. Ford Drive One. And by H.H. Gregg. We make buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. 4-7-0 for the Rays. 1-4-0 for the O's. First of 3. Matt Garza on the mound has walked 1 and struck out 2. Kevin Millwood 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Only one of the walks has come around to score for Tampa Bay. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It'll be Torres, Bell, and Roberts. Luke Showalter still looking to become the 64th manager to win his 900th game as a skipper.
Yeah, been waiting a couple of days now. I'm sure he'd like to get that over with. Though I think it will happen.
Pretty good chance.
Pretty good happen. Yeah. That's one of those numbers that you just don't worry about.
No, it's just there. Sacrifice for his Torres, his first time up. Garza has held the Orioles intact, leaving only 3 on, 2 in scoring position in the ball game. And Show's bunt takes it for a strike. Tough to bunt for a base hit against Longoria at third and Pena at first.
Yeah, 2 great gloves on the corners.
Those 2 can field about anything that comes their way and make plays. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Other thing they do against the batter, if you look at the infield, and this is not an accident, when you have the corners moving in order to give the shortstop, second baseman a better chance at a ground ball, they play back. So he actually moves them back a couple of steps, so you've got this accordion effect.
Yeah, elastic almost effect to the infield.
Yeah. 0-2.
I mean, that really is the more traditional way I've seen that Longoria plays third base and going back to Brooksy and maybe the third baseman. They used to play even with the bag until there was 2 strikes.
Foul ball.
But this is a very active defense. You just think they go out there and stand it. They play the shifts. I mean, they have a game plan against each hitter. I think clubs go over. The Orioles do the same thing.
This tee has a lot more movement in it. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be popped up. Jasko. And he's got it. Retired him. Let the games begin. Georgetown game tickets are now on sale at guhoyas.com. Nolan Reimold on the right. Matt Wieters talking a little baseball here as they take a look at Garza. Here's Bell. Bell grounded out his first time up. Josh Bell, .212 in the year. He continues to get the starts at third base. Probably nobody more closely watched on the Orioles right now than Bell as to his future. And the count goes to 0-2.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball, coming off a very tough Red Sox series with the bat. 1 for 11.
Garza taking a little extra time. Here's the 0-2 delivery to Bell. That'll be to left field. Crawford back, and lost sight of it. It'll be a ground rule double. He got turned at a bad angle on that and wasn't quite sure where it was. It'll be a ground rule double for Bell.
The ball picked up a lot of English. No 2 pitch. And once Crawford's picking a spot, you can see him look for the wall, and it really is way to his left. So right there, off on the track, didn't allow for the break of the ball. Very difficult thing to do, to have one hit in the park that Carl Crawford can't get to.
So the Orioles get a double, trailing here by just 3. Leadoff batter Brian Roberts 0 for 2. Now 4 for 30. Lifetime off Garza. Orioles trying to string together some hits here to get a couple of runs in.
Yeah, the table setters for the Orioles are Roberts and Markakis. Not a very good history. You put those 2 numbers together, they're, what's that, about 8 for 60. Very uncharacteristic sort of domination by Garza.
Roberts inside out. This is in the gap, but it's playable. Upton, fearful Crawford was going to keep coming, kind of stopped and reached out and made the catch.
Yeah, I was looking. It looks like they both called it at the exact same time, and then were unsure at the end. And there's 2 very fleet outfielders. Watch, he called for it. I think Crawford did it about the same exact time. Makes a backhanded catch out in left center field.
That's why you like to see outfielders peel off, generally behind somebody, so the outfielder is going to play the ball, knows it's his, and the other one's just backing up. Nick Markakis now with 2 down. Nick has struck out and grounded out, and will take the pitch up high for a ball. Orioles against this Tampa Bay team this year came in with a 176 batting average with runners in scoring position against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay with a huge advantage in getting runners in. That's going to skip to the backstop. That'll move Bell over to third base. Another wild pitch.
Yeah, that'll give him, I think, 12 on the year now. This one just gets away from another straight changeup off-speed pitch. No chance to make a play.
Gary Allenson, third base coach. You've got to keep an eye again on Garza for another wild pitch here. And since he's in the windup, he can get off third base here with a pretty good secondary lead. Foul back by Markakis. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Count at 2-1. Longoria stays far enough back so Bell can get off third, as Garza just looks over in that windup. 2-1 delivery, and he catches the outside corner at the knees, so he comes back from 2-0 to even it up 2-2.
Actually, the big exhale by Markakis. Take a look at his last pitch. Nice frame job.
And the 2-2 delivery, Markakis to second base. Zobrist. And Garza works his way out of this one. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. It remains a 4-1 race lead. Your own great moments starts at Hager.com. There's that Matt Wieters backpack used as a chest protector with 2 gloves, or at least 1 animal and a glove.
What animal?
Bring them on. Here's B.J. Upton. Our in-game box score is presented by Mass Mutual.
All over the board with that offense, much like we try to figure them out. Sacrifice fly by Zobrist, and Crawford's had a big night, triple, single.
There's an off-speed breaking ball that just kind of hangs up there. Upton a single. He has popped out. 4 hits now and 15 at bats lifetime off Kevin Millwood. Here's the 2-0 delivery. And that will be on the outside corner for a strike. So Millwood trying to do the veteran thing now. Hang in. Don't give up any more runs. Give the offense a chance to get back into the ball game, and hope they can do that. Upton chasing.
He's waited for offense all year long. You can wait another inning or 2. 86th pitch along the way for Millwood.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Outfield deep on Upton. And a breaking ball that's going to end up in the dirt. 3-2. Orioles are going to face this Tampa Bay team again in Tampa Bay. They've got one more series to go down there, 27, 28, and 29. 3-2 count. Take a look at the schedules here during the ball game tonight of the Yankees, Tampa Bay teams in the chase, what they've got left for teams to play. And Upton looked like he was all ready to walk away to the dugout. He's going to go the other way instead.
Let's take a look at the 3-2 pitch. You see, his first move is to the dugout. Oh, okay, I'll throw the bat. And coming in tonight, he had struck out 132 times. He usually knows what a strike is. You can see the head shake by Buck Showalter. There really haven't been many disagreements. Been a pretty even umpired game by Jim Reynolds behind the plate.
4 walks surrendered now by Millwood. Leadoff man on again, and is Brignac, and the pitch is down low. Brignac in that number 9 spot, RBI single, and another single and a run scored.
Upton, another one of those speed merchants. He has 37 stolen bases. When you can consider that Crawford only has 41, or only. And actually, his percentage is probably a little bit better. That's a huge lead.
Not going, and the pitch is swung on and missed.
The amazing thing about that lead, he's leaning towards second. Usually you get a big lead, you're kind of straight up and down or leaning back towards first. That was almost like putting your feet in the starter's blocks.
Yep.
And what you usually do is just go by that cutout. Anything out near that cutout is a huge lead.
And the throw over forces him to dive back in, which has got to be done right here. Upton's ready to go. Juan Pierre leads the league with 53 stolen bases. Crawford's second with 41, and then Upton is 5th with 37. Doing a little groundwork over there, marking off where he was. One ball, 1 strike count, shorten the lead by maybe half a step. And jumped out at that one and fouls it back. Madden considers Brignac another leadoff batter in the bottom part of the order.
And
he is.
You're right. It's a well put together lineup, and you've got this kind of speed in the ninth position.
Madden says, I always view a lineup as a circle, not a line. I cycle players around in it, depending on the game and the pitcher and what we need. And he can do that because he has such a variation of power, speed available to him, both among the regulars and now on the bench. Brignac 1-2. Upton not going, and the pitch is inside. And Kevin now really starting to pile him up here. 92, I think, pitches in the ball game.
Yeah, creeping up just over the last couple of innings. And the pace has really gone incredibly slow.
2-2. And Upton back again to the bag.
And what we're talking about when you're looking at a lead, you're really looking at this area. If you're on the mound, any foot past that line is considered, to me, a lead that is too big.
A chopper. That's a fair ball. No. Ooh.
No, that was definitely off his body.
Late call. Millwood wasn't going to field it, then didn't see any call. Then Jim Reynolds put his arms up, said no, foul ball.
That's going to come right back up off his body, I believe.
Two ball, two strike count on Brignac. Corey Patterson in center, strolling about. Waiting to
singing a song,
waiting for something to happen here. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll go to right. Nick Marikakis, runner halfway. Will Millwood wins the battle. Brignac out of there. Let's take a look at this date in history. Take you back a little bit. September 3, 1917. This is when you brought him out and left him. Robert Cleveland Alexander. Both ends of a doubleheader. He won 5-0 and 9-3, 79. Orioles win a pair from Toronto. Eddie Murray providing a game winner in the first one, and a guy named Flanagan winning the nightcap became the league's first 20-game winner that year. 2008 first instant replay. A-Rod had a homer. Troy Percival delivered it. They looked at it. It was a homer. Call was upheld on review. First time used. They didn't have to review the 20th win of Michael Flanagan.
It was great that it was in May.
Yes. And you probably remember every pitch you threw in that game.
Not quite the same memory that Jim has, but close. I don't remember what I ate that day, and I don't remember which way the wind was blowing.
No. But you were aware it was going to be number 20.
Oh, yeah. It was a pretty good year, 79. Got to the World Series.
Yeah, I guess.
A lot of fun.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Gasco, the leadoff batter. He has popped out, grounded out, and drawn a walk. Millwood with a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Incredibly, Upton is still on first base.
Yeah, I think he just got bored. I just don't feel like running anymore.
Yeah,
he has really shortened his lead. I thought he was going to run, nobody out.
And the pitch is taken outside.
But again, what the Rays have done so well with so many left-handed hitters in the lineup, they've really done a nice job of keeping that hole there. Even in one inning, there was a first and third, and a line out to first by Johnson. He was taking a shot at that hole. So that's how they go first to third so well and so often.
3-1 delivery, and there goes the runner, and that's going to miss, ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning. Jaso's on here, putting runners at first and second, and that's now 5 walks in the ball game. And Rick Kranitz again will head out to the mound along with Matt Wieters, and the Orioles bullpen is active. Hendrickson's up, just starting to throw though, so they're going to try and draw some time here.
That's what you were talking about with the pitches per plate appearance or pitches seen. This is how it takes its toll. Yeah, it's just kind of a war of attrition. You only have so many to throw. The next one from Millwood would be 100.
This ties the season high in walks in a ball game for Kevin. Against the Yankees back in June, he had walked 5. 99 total thrown now. 2 on and only 1 away. Zobrist, the sac fly RBI, otherwise a couple of fly ball outs so far. And yet another foul ball. Tampa Bay needing the win to stay a game and a half behind the Yankees, who won today over Toronto. Red Sox, who have some hope, maybe the wild card. They were rained out against the White Sox, so they're going to be playing a doubleheader. That's going to be the first time Wigginton the stop. The flip is there. Good play to get it to Millwood to get the out. 2 down.
Yeah, nice play by Wigginton. He had an error on this play the other day. This time he goes out and he see him doing a nice retreat to get a little better hop. And there's the fundamentally sound thing, coming towards first base, giving it a nice clean flip.
So 2 away in the 3rd inning. Tampa Bay got a couple of 2-out RBIs from Crawford and Longoria. Crawford gets another chance. He has tripled, singled, RBI and a run scored, and he has struck out, and that's going to be it for Millwood. And a long look by Kevin Millwood over to Buck Showalter. So Millwood is out of there, and what has been a very long season for this 35-year-old veteran continues. He leaves trailing 4-1, responsible for the 2 base runners.
Working in his 42nd game of the year, 64 innings at work, 86 hits on the high side. He's been a pretty valuable commodity, getting left-handers out in tough situations for most of the season. He did suffer his 5th loss on Wednesday versus the Red Sox, an inning in the 3rd, 3 earned runs, and snapped a string of 8 consecutive scoreless appearances. And again, like a lot of the relievers that have been here all year long, he's 11th in the American League with 59 innings of relief work.
Boy, no easy task here. He's going to face Kyle Crawford, who's hitting .423 against him. 11 for 26 with a home run.
Again, Crawford, a contact hitter. Regardless of what the pitch is, he'll be slashing.
2 down, 2 on. And the off-speed breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike. Important right here for the Orioles bullpen. Be able to hold him down. Just a 3-run lead, but a base hit here would change the look of this game. Grounded down to first base. Wigginton's got it. Henderson gets over to cover and gets the big out. Crawford retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 are left on. It is still 4-1. He's going to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Let's take a look at our in-game box score. It's brought to you by Mass Mutual.
A lot going on in the middle of the lineup. Ty Wigginton, a double and a run. Luke Scott, a single. Sacrifice fly by PA, which netted the Orioles' only run. Patterson Wieters, a single. And Josh Bell with a double at the bottom of that lineup. Just haven't been able to string any of those really together.
Ty Wigginton will lead it off for the Orioles. Bottom half of the 6th. Millwood out of there. The 4-run, 7 hits over 5 2/3 with 3 strikeouts and 5 walks. And Wigginton will take the first pitch up high for a ball. Wigginton had his 4-game hit streak snapped yesterday against the Red Sox. He ended up going 3-for-11 in the series. 1-0 delivery. Good pitch down and away, 1-1. Garza's had a tremendous streak on the road. He's given up a 1 earned run or less in his last 7 starts on the road. That pitch is taken down low and just about unhittable. And he's given up the 1 here on just the 5 hits. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And that's going to be taken down low.
Yeah, for the most part, it's been pretty much under control. Nowhere near pitching like his hair's on fire.
As he said it might be when he came out for the game. (3-1). Wigginton put it back into the seats.
He really has that good stuff. That last pitch, 97 miles an hour. He's got a real good curveball. He's thrown a couple of wild pitches, usually because his stuff is so good. He'll throw a breaking ball in the dirt. That'll get away as a wild pitch. Used his changeup really first time through the order. I think when everybody here was looking for sort of a confrontational fastball. Hadn't happened.
3-2 count on Wigginton. And that's going to be fouled off the other way. Stays at 3-2 on Ty. Trying to get things started here with Scott and PA due up in the 6th. Last year, Tampa Bay, 32 wins on the road. They already have 39 this year. They've won 4 out of their last 5 road games.
They really got out of the gate well.
And Ty Wigginton wants a timeout. Over the last 7 years, only 4 teams have had a .600 win percentage on the road. Tampa Bay is trying to do that this year. Swung on and missed. Showed him that a couple of times and got him on it. Third strikeout for Matt Garza. Visit Orioles.com right now for your chance to win the Oriole Park Fireworks Night VIP Experience Sweepstakes. One lucky winner, 4 VIP seats, VIP parking. It's Friday, September 17, when the Yankees are here. 4 passes to watch batting practice on the field. You can find out how you could win. Orioles.com VIP Experience. Look it up today at Orioles.com.
See, look at this 3-2 pitch from Matt Garza. 3-2 breaking ball right on the corner. Perfect pitch. Not much Wigton could do.
That will be taken by Luke Scott. Luke has walked and singled in the ball game. .1-0 delivery. Talking about Tampa Bay on the road, change-up misses. The most wins they've had on the road came in their great 08 year when they won 40. If they win this ball game tonight, they'll have won 40 road games. Well, they're going to have the best road record in this young franchise's history this year. Not that they play ill at home. They're 43-26 at home. The other way, foul ball, 2-ball, 1-strike count on Scott.
Yeah, they really started off their road season with a bang. Really, the first road trip of the year was here to Baltimore. They swept the Orioles, and they went on to Boston, won 4 more there, and lost 1 to the White Sox, and then beat the White Sox 2 out of 3, and went up to Toronto and won 2 out of 3 there. So they just had a great start to their road season.
And the fastball will be taken up high. Orioles, of course, have struggled against this powerful Eastern Division. It has been their Achilles heel all year, as they are 12-39 against the East. The Orioles are. You compare that to to Tampa Bay rather, 33-20. Well, that's a big difference. So the walk to Scott is second of the ball game. Garza not wanting to give in after Scott had those 2 home runs in the last game, has given up the only 2 walks of the game to Scott. Now PA is sack fly, and he's hit into a double play. And that'll be fouled off outside of first.
Yeah, I would think that Luke Scott's on base percentage now against Tampa Bay has to be well over 50%. Came in at .489. Has really beat up the Rays, hitting .395, 5 home runs, 8 RBIs, and now has 9 walks this year against Tampa Bay. Or maybe they figured out Markakis a little bit, or he's been cool when they played, but they have not figured out Luke Scott. Don't really want to test him tonight either.
0-1 delivery on the way. Fastball that he chases up high. And a 2-strike count on PA. 0-2.
Jack Ball's up and warming in the Rays rather quickly. Bullpen. Next pitch will be 90 for Garza.
He's certainly used to throwing over 100 pitches per game. That'll be taken outside. 1 ball, 2-strike count. He gets around that 100 mark. That's about it. One game, 117. Another one, 120. But most have been right around that 100 mark. One, 2, 1 down. Scott at first base. PA will foul it back. And Garza comes back and gets ahead of him. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
In between that great run, he also got a save against the Red Sox.
Only relief appearance of the year and 27 starts now. One and 2 to Felix PA. No matter how many times the Oriole hitters may think he's not going to throw that changeup again.
He does. Good to see his breakdown of pitches, as we talked about, that over 70%. And Price certainly, in the mid to upper 70s in amount of fastballs thrown. Not tonight.
1-2. PA in the air. Center field. Upton. Runner halfway. Scott goes back, and there are 2 down in the 6th inning. Garza, a pretty dominating performance so far. Orioles look like they might get something started, and then he shuts the door.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that Red Sox series, when they get to like 5-3, 4-2, when you're back in, and you can really start feeling like you have a chance. I think it's going to have to be someone to run in one of Garza's changeups. Get that sort of feel back again.
2 down, runner at first. Good block made. Patterson has had a single, and he has grounded out. That's 2 changeups in a row. One to get the fly ball by PA, and that one to start Patterson. Longoria even with the bag at third. Pena's holding the bag at first. Patterson tried to lay down a bunt in the 2nd inning that was played by Longoria. 1-0 delivery. Up high with a fastball.
Well, that's the thing. You throw so many off-speed pitches when you go to get your fastball. Many times you'll leave it up using that extra arm strength.
Scott not a big lead at first. 2-0 delivery. And he misses up high again. So the count goes 3-0. Maybe an indication. Garza's tank's getting a little closer to empty as the pitches start coming up.
Yep, using indication, not getting through, finishing it. I'm sure is that the "Are you ready?" call.
3-0 delivery and taken, not close. That's going to bring the potential tying run to the plate in the person of Wieters. So 2 walks in the inning, only 3 in the game. They want to get that bullpen ready. Joe Madden will make the sign on his way out. So Garza will come out of there having thrown 97 pitches, looking for his 9th win against only 1 loss lifetime against the Orioles. He'll be responsible for the 2 on base.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was all about. There was something going on at the mound. It was kind of an unusual exchange at the end when Garza handed Joe Madden the ball. So the conversation continued afterwards.
Pretty good line right there. This is coming off the mound. Look at the catcher laughing.
He has his head down, and Joe said something to him right there on the way by. Continued it later on in the dugout.
So Garza's out, he'll watch, and Chad Qualls, veteran on the pitch.
Yeah, veteran on in. Stranded a couple runners on Monday versus Toronto. Struck out Jose Batista at the end of the 8th. Last 5 appearances have been scoreless. 10 2/3 innings of work. You can see right there, 9 hits, 7 strikeouts, walks on the high side. Made his Rays debut August 1st versus the Yankees when Grant Balfour went on the disabled list.
Coming over from Arizona, where he's pitched for the last 2 years prior to joining Tampa Bay. And a chopper by Wieters into that shift. That's the shortstop moving over. And Brignac makes the play. Well, that didn't take long. So no runs, no hits, 2 are left on base, and it remains a 4-1 Rays lead. The Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Mark Hendrickson on, the left-hander, getting the final out in the 6th inning. Now he's got Longoria, Pena, and Joyce. As we go to inning number 7. 4-7-0 the Rays, 1-5-0 for the O's. Longoria takes a strike, RBI double, hit by a pitch and a walk. A little bit of everything, and a couple of good plays at third base for Longoria. Mark Hendrickson's pitch will be taken away for a ball. Well, the Orioles pen again coming on and being asked to hold the ball game, give the offense a chance to get going against the bullpen. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Longoria, 300 average against the Orioles coming in with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs this year. He's a career 269 hitter now against the O's. Hendrickson thought he had that, does not get the call. 2-2.
So he's trying to go slower than slow to Longoria.
Two ball, 2 strike delivery. Longoria takes it away, 3-2. Well, Longoria 7 for 17 with 3 home runs off Mark Hendrickson. 3-2 delivery to him, and he struck him out. 1 down in the 7th.
Well, he kind of pitched him backwards, breaking balls early, and then last 2 pitches, 86-mile-an-hour fastball out of the zone. Longoria just couldn't lay off.
Pena's taken an 0 for 3 in the ball game. A couple of pop outs, and he is struck out. Now down to a .208 batting average.
Yeah, I think his low was 167 at one point.
There's that off-speed pitch again in there for a strike. Vanden Hurk in the bullpen. Orioles with that shift on in the infield, straight away in the outfield. And the ball will get away outside. But the Yankees win today. They've won 7 in a row now. They have a 2-game lead for the moment over Tampa Bay, a game and a half if Tampa Bay wins. Minnesota's got a 3.5 over the White Sox, who are rained out today. They'll play a doubleheader against Boston, I would assume, this weekend. Minnesota's playing Texas. That could be a postseason matchup along the way. They've got a tie early on in that ball game. Texas is running away in the West, 10-game lead. How about that? Oakland, the second team's lost 4 in a row. The wild card spot sure looks like it's going to go to either Tampa Bay or the Yankees, whoever doesn't win the division. Foul back, 2-2.
Not a lot of going on as far as real races. Except to Minnesota, Chicago, probably.
Hate playing double headers if you're in a pennant race late in the season. Very tough to sweep a doubleheader for whatever reason that is in the history of baseball. Winning 2 in one day is tough. Pena with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. 1 out, base is empty. And takes it, and it's in there. And ooh-ah. Jim Reynolds leaves the mask on and lets him walk away.
Seems like the first sign of emotion we've seen out of really either club tonight. 2-2 pitch. It was right on that outside corner. Pena thought it was, I think, both inside and low. So back-to-back strikeouts.
Hendrickson, 2 down in the 7th inning. Here's Joyce. Single, walked, scored, and is grounded out. Matt Joyce will take that. It is in there for a strike. Line up with all these switch hitters, left-handers, with Kevin Mill with the right-hander starting for the Orioles, now having to face the lefty. And Hendrickson throwing nothing but strikes here, 0-2.
Now getting ahead again early with the slow stuff, slowing the bat speed down, and he tries to freeze him with a fastball late. What they call pitching backwards.
Off speed's going to miss. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Got him. So Hendrickson has a 1-2-3 strikeout 7th. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink responsibly.
Base hit to right RBI. Getting the Rays on the board. Evan Longoria a double. Waiting Crawford. And later on they would add another run along the way. Tippy toes across the plate. Felix P.A. accounting for the Orioles offense with a sacrifice fly, bringing in Wigginton. There's some good defense by Wiggy. first and third play. It's a big double play. Then the inning. So 4-1 after heading to the bottom of the seventh. Kevin Millwood out of the game. 5 2/3, 4 runs, 5 walks along the way. Really cost him on his pitch count. And Carl Crawford having that triple and single in his first 2 at-bats of the night. And Luke Scott, they pitched him very carefully as a single and really had 2 pitch-around walks.
And the fans settle back in. Wigginton on the left. Now Wieters on the right. And on the mound, Qualls, who came on and got the quick out against Wieters in the 6th inning. Here's Turris, Bell, and Roberts are due up here. Chad Qualls gets it in for a strike. 32 years old. Came over from Arizona July 31. 13 appearances prior to the night. 10 of those have been scoreless. Pitch is taken down low. He was a closer. 24 saves, led Major League relievers with a 1-2-1 walk per 9-inning ratio last year. Here's the 1-1 delivery to him, and that'll be in the air to left field. Carl Crawford. One away. On Tuesday, September 14, the first 10,000 fans, 15 and over, will receive a Buck Showalter Orioles t-shirt presented by Real Street Staffing. Don't miss the final t-shirt Tuesday of the season. Your chance to show your support for the Birdland's new boss. Tickets 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. Bell has doubled and grounded out. Carl Crawford has 2 putouts in the inning.
Yeah, Kowal showing pretty good stuff. Late and moving fastball. Sam Wheeler, Randy Choke getting ready in the Rays bullpen. Choke the only left-hander.
Top of the order, Brian Roberts. Roberts has gone 0 for 3 in the ballgame. Don't know if we'll get to see him in the series, but Rocco Baldelli is back. Great story. He has been called up. He's on the bench and available with the expanded rosters. And not just a be nice move either.
Yeah, no, he's a pretty good story.
Baldelli had to come back from personal problems that really affected his ability to play from day to day, not knowing if he was going to be physically able to come out and perform in any given day because of the illness that he had, and has worked his way back. He actually retired, then came back into the game under a minor league contract. There's Rocco Baldelli right there.
Yeah, one of the young stars of this franchise when he first came up. Opening day age 28.
He'll be used, according to Joe Madden, primarily as a right-handed DH. Brad Hopp also has been called up, a veteran. He'll be used as a designated hitter. As we said, they got Dion Navarro back, their former starting catcher, who's going to work off the bench. He's probably got the best arm of the 3. Kelly Shopik is the backup. And Madden said Navarro will be used sometimes against right-handers. And Shopik will be used most of the time against lefties. There's Kelly Shopik right there. Though a lot of moves can be made, the call-ups Tampa Bay's had. 2 down, nobody on. Roberts with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 9 irons that one into his own dugout. It'll stay at 1-2.
Keep them on their toes.
Also be interested, as they've called up Jeremy Hellickson, one of their real fine young pitchers, who is a starter, but they're probably not going to use him as a starter. But Madden said they will consider using him out of the bullpen.
Well, they did David Price. We got to see him down in Tampa.
Yep. 1-2 delivery on the way to Roberts, and that one's going to be a base hit. Brenyak diving, but could not get to it. Crawford was too deep. Brian Roberts gets a 2-out single here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, well placed. Just going to be out of the reach. No chance for Crawford coming in. As he sticks to landing. It's like being on one of those slip and slides the way he finishes through. But it's one way to stay away from injury.
So Qualls will come out of there with 2 down here in the 7th. Nick Markakis and Choate will come on to try and get Markakis out of there. 4-1. Rays on top.
And that's exactly what he is. He leads the American League with 70 appearances. That's Mr. number 71. And just 36 innings, as you see the specialty left-hander, as some people call him, the Logie, the left-handed one-out guy most of the time along the way. But he's settled that left-handers, and that is his specialty, to 196 average. The only home run he is allowed to a lefty this year, Luke Scott, back in April.
Nick Markakis 0 for 6 against him lifetime. Markakis has an 0 for 3. Has not extended the 11-game season high hit streak that he has at the moment. And the pitch by Choate will miss outside for a ball. One 0 count, 2 away. That funky delivery will miss inside this time. And the count goes 2-0. More action in the bullpen with Wheeler and Benoit. Choate 2-0. Markakis, see if he gets one to go after here. Runner at first base. Right back to the mound. Choate knocks it down and gets the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. 7 complete here at Camden Yards. 4-1 Rays. A 4-1 lead going to the 8th inning. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Candidates tonight: Carl Crawford, a triple single RBI and a run scored in this one. Ty Wigginton of the Orioles, a double, a run scored. And for Garza, the starting pitcher, looking to win his 14th of the season, giving up just the 1 run on 5 hits in 5 2/3. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, 51862. Mark Hendrickson, who struck the side out in the 7th inning, works here against Ibar, the pinch hitter. Ibar on for Johnson in the DH role. And he will foul that one off.
He's going to stick to the same formula, which allowed him to strike out the side. Start him off with slow breaking balls, get ahead, and then either freeze them or climb the ladder with the fastball.
Ibar is 2 for 8 lifetime against Hendrickson. And another one.
Same pattern.
Wow. 4 in a row.
This is how you make your fastball look about 90 miles an hour. Throw slow hooks and then just try to paint. Just a perfect pitch. Really, the last 4 hitters, it really has been fun to watch. And that really is a veteran type move. The key is you're able to get that breaking ball over early in the count, slow him down, and then pop that 86 right by him.
Upton will foul it away. B.J. Upton has walked, singled, scored a run, and popped out. He has done 1 for 8 lifetime off Mark Hendrickson. Jim Johnson in the bullpen now for the Orioles. It's about the pitching of the Rays that's held the O's here in this ball game. Off the glove. That's going to end up being an infield hit. No chance to get Upton. So a single puts the speedster on again at first base.
That's one of those things when you're as tall as Hendrickson is, it's very difficult to lay off anything to your glove side. That great reach. Not many other pitchers would even get a glove on it.
Now Brignac. Reed Brignac scored a run in the 3rd. Single drove in a run in the 4th. Runner at first base. Threat to go here in Upton. Does not. Bunt showed. Taken for a ball. Zobrist has an RBI. Crawford, Longoria, Brignac all have driven a run in the ball game. The Orioles sac fly by PA in the 4th inning. The lone run. Bell in at third base. Runner goes. Big jump. Ground ball right to Roberts to second. They got one. And they get the double play. With Brian Roberts seeing the runner Upton going, he knew he had very little time, so he got rid of this in a hurry, and his tourist did the same. And we hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Morrow's action in Game 2 of this series. Jeremy Guthrie takes the mound against James Shields. Our coverage on MASN HD 6:30 O's Extra, presented by your local Ford dealer. And our game coverage at 7 o'clock. All the access you need right here on MASN.
James Shields and Jeremy Guthrie matching up. Two young veterans, really very much familiar with each other. Shields 13-11, and Jeremy 8-13, but has pitched extremely well over the last couple of months. Should be a good matchup. Joaquin Benoit coming out of the bullpen. 52nd appearance on the year, 0-2 record. Great ERA. Really started the season off marvelously. Had a 0.70 ERA in his first 40 outings. And over his last 11 has struggled a little bit. 10 innings of work, 5 earned runs. 44 of his 51 appearances have been scoreless. And 5 of the 9 runs he's allowed this season have been via the solo home run. Power arm, power splitter.
Outstanding job. Towering pop up to short off the bat of Ty Wigginton. And that'll be handled for the out. Well, Benoit comes on and retires the first man that he faces. Benoit or Benoit,
depending on what region you're from.
That's that New England stuff coming out all
that
over.
Is, I'm sorry.
Well, like we started this game talking about Matt Garza and all he had to say about how he was going to come on and stick it to the Orioles.
Challenge us and come inside hard.
Well, he did.
It was a great game plan. It was really masterful because he did just the opposite.
He dominated. He has dominated this game, though. He's the difference in this game.
He has, and it's very under control. We thought this might be a high-intensity, high-stress game, and it has been anything but.
It's been amazing that this game's just kind of gone along exactly the way Tampa Bay would want. Get a little lead, keep things cool, calm, don't rock the boat, and hope to hang on to it.
Get a little separation, try to add a run here or there, and then go to the pen.
And they have done it. Here's the 1-0 delivery on the way to Luke Scott. Scott has had a double, or Luke Scott has had a single, a walk, and another walk in the 6th. As Garza did not want to challenge the bat. So 2 of the 3 walks he issued came against Luke Scott. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Bases are empty. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And that will be fouled away. And the count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, I said he would pitch a very smart game. I thought it would be more of an emotional type Garza that we've seen in the past. But, to me, he's pitched around Luke Scott, all night long. Faced him once leading off an inning. Also walked him after a double to Wigginton. So he's been very careful with Luke Scott.
Benoit with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. And Scott again will foul it off the other way. This bullpen of the Rays, right up there with their starters. The starters rank 3rd in ERA, while the bullpen has the same ranking for bullpens. They are 3rd. They haven't given up much of anything. Second fewest walks per 9 innings. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Benoit really stays set a long time. Scott, for the 3rd time, goes the other way with a foul ball.
Benoit with that 96, 97 mile an hour fastball, sometimes even better.
These numbers really are amazing. Left-handers are that 171 mark. Right-handers 125. 5th in the majors in ERA among relievers, 149. Lowest batting average by opponents in the majors by relievers, 146. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and Scott again.
You see him tracking that ball. Benoit's been the only Ray that has thrown him a fastball.
and nobody on the defense's move. The shift is on. The outfield is swung around to right. 4 foul balls to left.
The left field doesn't matter. Nobody's switching.
Not one step the other way. See what Benoit does with him here. Here's the 1-2. He strikes him out.
And he gets ahead, and then he goes to the splitter. Gave him a couple fastballs, and then takes a little off. Pretty good late tumbling action to that splitter.
2 quick outs here in the 8th inning. Scott retired his PA. Sac fly, 0 for 2 officially. Orioles have had only 1 inning with multiple hits. That came in the 4th when they did score. They got the Wigginton double and a Patterson single. Otherwise, their hits have been scattered with just 1 per inning. Taking for a strike, PA. Saying, "Hi, Jim. Understand you're Jim Reynolds, home plate umpire.
Right.
Just wanted to meet you."
Just want to say the same thing Carlos Pena said to you?
Yes.
See if I can get away with it.
Jim Johnson, second time up in the bullpen. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that will miss down low. In the race for the postseason, Tampa Bay among the teams in the East, facing the fewest opponents with a 500 or better record. They've got 13 teams 500 or better and 16, including this game tonight, facing teams who are less than 500 on the year. Yankees 22-6, Red Sox 19-9 against opponents above or below 500. Center field hit deep, going back Upton, warning track, and he's got it. And a 1-2-3 inning for Benoit, or from those outside of New Hampshire, Benoit. Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Gary Thorne, Mike Flanagan with you as the Orioles have pretty much been stymied in this ball game by the pitching of the Rays. We go to the 9th inning. Mark Hendrickson has returned the favor since coming out of the bullpen in the 6th inning. He's given up just a single, and he has struck out 4. And has not walked anybody. John Jaso at the top of the order will take the pitch inside for a ball. The catcher's 0 for 2, but does have 2 walks in the ball game. Hitting at 270 plus mark. He's taking over, working behind the plate. A most unlikely starting catcher for a club that's probably headed to the postseason. Not that he isn't worthy of it, but just he wasn't one of those guys, certainly at the beginning of the season, who was seen as having that roll. There's that slower than slow pitch in there for a strike 1 and 2.
He's using that familiar pattern, but yeah, Jason showed promise and patience at the leadoff hitter. Again, this is how he's worked a lot of the strikeouts along the way, getting that breaking ball early over in the count. Jason showed all that patience. Madden decided to bat him leadoff. First game he batted him leadoff. He drove in 5 runs against Texas. He says, I just left him there.
Good idea. Here's the 2-ball, 2-strike delivery to him, and that's going to be to center field. Patterson coming. Oops! I got it. Had to regroup there at the last minute. Jaso's retired, 1 away, 9th inning.
Yeah, he got a great break coming in, and then had to put on the brakes. Able to reach up and make the play.
A wry smile.
Yeah, I just guess I'll check with the other outfielders. Maybe that wasn't the most fluid of plays.
Ben Zobrist, first ball hitting down the line in right field. And no play for Markakis. Zobrist an RBI and a sac fly, otherwise 0 for 3 in the ball game. Kyle Crawford waiting. He'll be coming up next. Philadelphia's going to keep the heat on Atlanta. They've won 4 in a row. They won the ball game tonight by a score of 1-0 over Milwaukee. As Philadelphia's just 2 games behind Atlanta in the East. Cincinnati's kind of pulling away. 8-game lead over the Cardinals. Cardinals have lost 5 in a row. Reds have won 4 in a row. And that's chopped foul at the plate. San Diego, 7 consecutive losses, and now a 3-game lead over the Giants. Oops.
Yep, someone's in the rear view mirror. It can change quickly. But that's the Cardinals.
Yeah. San Diego's home against Colorado in a late start tonight. 0-2 count. Zobrist. And he will go down swinging. Mark Hendrickson, 5 strikeouts. All right, 4th drive of the game. Compliments of Carl Crawford.
Back in the first inning, we got to see what we've talked about a lot. The Carl Crawford speed from going from home plate to third base. And it didn't take him very long. He got in that right field corner. It's almost a sure triple.
And your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. Grant Belfort and Rafael Soriano. What a job he has done.
Save leader. And Belfort just off the disabled list.
Yeah. That's a chopper to second. Brian Roberts will have to hustle this throw and he won't get it. So Crawford is on with an infield hit. A 3-hit ball game. 3 for 5 for Carl Crawford.
Yeah, I'm sure Hendrickson talking to himself. I saw him talking in the dugout with Granitz about that ball that went off his glove. Hey, let him go and let the sure hands have it. This one he pulled off of. Again, once that ball was headed towards the middle of the diamond, Roberts not able to get enough on it.
Great job by Mark Hendrickson, the left-hander. Jim Johnson will come on here in the 9th inning with 2 down and a runner on. inning.
13th game of the year. Most of those in early April. 11 innings, 18 hits, but I think most of this attributed to the old Jim Johnson, who's come back off that 60-day DL, which took a long time, throwing like he was in previous seasons, and has been low to mid-90s with a power sinker. A lot of movement.
So he will face Evan Longoria with Crawford on at first base. 2 down, 9th inning, 4-1 lead. Closing in on that 300 batting average. Longoria 3 for 10 with a home run lifetime off Jim Johnson. And a strike taken. 13,507 the announced attendance. 13,507 for the opener of this 3-game set. We believe Chris Tillman is on his way back to Baltimore and will start the game on Sunday. An official announcement not made, but everything as close to it as you could get was made before the game, including the skipper walking around telling the pitchers about the change. He should start on Sunday. Jeremy Guthrie slated to go in the game tomorrow. That would be Brian Mattis, who would be moved out of the Sunday start against Wade Davis. Longoria, the 0-2 delivery. Missed outside, 1-2. Orioles will continue to get a look at those players they want to see here at the major league level before the season's over. Again, in the case of Tillman. 1-2 on Longoria. Crawford off first base. Throw over almost gets away from Wigginton.
Wiggy gave him the sign. Good sinker. He just tore up his thumb. Say, throw that sinker to the plate. Throw me the straight one. Because I'm closer than the catcher. He's got to get ready like a catcher. Look at him.
Johnson, the 1-2 delivery. That's like asking a left-hander to throw a ball straight.
It's like when Randy Jones used to throw at first base. I never saw a more petrified first baseman. Please don't go.
Or that slow ground ball when Johnson was pitching towards the first base side. Come up with it. Throw a fastball about 30 feet away. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Longoria's gone. So Johnson comes on and ends the inning. Now the Orioles offense will have to get it done. 3 outs to work with. Bottom of the 9th. Patterson, Wieters, and his Turrets. See a real story this year for Tampa Bay and in baseball. He won the MLB Delivery Man of the Month in August. 10 saves and a .84 ERA. Rafael Soriano.
He's had an outstanding year. And became the first pitcher in the major leagues to get to 40 saves, and he reached 40 saves quicker than any other pitcher, certainly in Rays history. He became the second pitcher since 05 to collect 40 saves by September 1st since Frankie Rodriguez back in the 2008 season. Just in the All-Star game, really has come on to do a wonderful job. He struck out the side on 9 pitches not too long ago, the first pitcher to do so. And record the first save since the Troy Hawkins back in 04. So he's been a pretty interesting story.
Tremendous job by Soriano. 40 out of 42 in the save department. Soriano will face Corey Patterson to lead it off. Bottom of the ninth. Patterson a single, a walk, and he is grounded out. Left-handers 207 off Soriano. Right-handers 136. He's retired 51 of 57 first batters faced, and a strike on Patterson. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him, and that'll miss up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Soriano is 30 years old. Right-hander who had worked with the Atlanta Braves. 27 saves last year in 77 games that he appeared in, and had a very good 2.97 ERA. Patterson will lift that one down the line and foul. The right deal at the right time for Tampa Bay with Atlanta to pick up Soriano. It looks like, I mean, it is for the season, no matter what happens the rest of the way. 1-2 delivery, and Patterson is out of there. Strikeout for Soriano.
Let's take a peek at this pitch from Soriano. Breaking ball, late, sort of a little cut fastball. See him get on the side of it. And he is a strike thrower.
1 down. Here's Wieters. He is singled and grounded out twice. And Matt with a 1 for 3 in the ball game. Tampa Bay looking to get their 10th win in 13 games against the Orioles this year, and go 6-1 here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. The victory will keep them 1.5 games behind the Yankees after the Yankees win today over Toronto 7-3. Soriano's 1-0 delivery. Garza on the line to be the winner would be 14-7. Kevin Millwood, pitcher of record for the Orioles, would be 3-15. And Garza's record against the Orioles would go to 3-0 this year and 9-1 lifetime. .20 delivery and missed. 3-0 count.
Yeah, the Orioles so far in this one have just been able to sort of crack through to make the Rays sweat a little bit. Get a couple of guys on. Just haven't had that kind of a game against the Rays.
Orioles have left 7, 4 in scoring position, but it has been, as Rick said, scattered throughout the ball game. And for Buck Showalter, that 900th win may be eluding him again here tonight.
Probably should just skip ahead to 901.
901.
Just go.
Get it
we'll
over.
Come back and get it later.
Yeah. 3-1 pitch by Soriano. Lays it in there. Wieters trying to get on with a walk, and the count will go to 3-2.
Yeah, 3-1 lead, 3-1 breaking ball. Very unusual pitch with 3-run lead and a 3-1 count. That's a get me over fastball.
Full count. And Wieters against the shift. That's Longoria, the third baseman. And there are 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Updating you of the voting for the AT&T Player of the Game. You still have time to text in your vote, A, B, or C, 51862. The results on the O's Extra post-game show. Here's Asturis. 2 away. Asturis has an 0 for 2 and a sacrifice in the game. And the fastball is outside. Ball 1. Rays getting 2 in the 3rd. A couple more in the 4th inning. And never look back. True to their general offensive performance towards the middle of the games when they score.
Right.
And then the pitching takes care of the rest of it. Crawford RBI, Longoria RBI, Brignac an RBI. Pitch is in there for a strike.
Soriano just has one of those odd deliveries. It's very smooth delivery. But what he does, it looks like a stretch position where he'll come set, but then he starts a windup. And you see it right here at the beginning. He'll come set, and now it's a windup.
Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that's going to be a base hit. So Asturis keeps it alive as he gets a 2-out single there in the bottom of the 9th. Well, Josh Bell would just as soon not be the final out 2 nights in a row. He struck out against Papelbon last night to end the ball game. Comes up here in the 9th inning with 2 down and 1 on.
Yeah, yesterday a 6-4 game, tonight a 4-1 game. Always like to try to keep the line moving.
Get that potential tying run to the plate. That's what you're trying to do here, obviously, in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Longoria. No, just ran out of room.
Just out of Longoria's reach, over by the wall. What a great play he made down in the Rays bullpen on the road. Catch down by the Oriole bullpen.
Runner goes, ball in the air, left center field, and the catch will be made by Crawford. And this one's in the books. So the Rays open it up with a 4-1 win against the Orioles. 9th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. There's your final line. Game 2 tomorrow. Jeremy Guthrie on the mound against James Shields. O's Extra presented by your local Ford dealer at 6:30 Masson HD. Game coverage at 7. For Mike Flanagan and our great crew here at Camden Yards, I'm Gary Thorne. We bid you adieu. The Rays win it 4-1 in Game 1. This has been a massive presentation. See how the Rays jumped out and how the pitching protected that early lead. Jim and Rick, O's Extra. That's coming up right now.